the Romans, the Crusaders. The history of Israel lives in all of us. Come find the Israel in you.
This is a reason to look twice. This is a stunning work of technology. The 2013 Lexus ES and the first ever ES Hybrid. This is the pursuit of perfection.
You've created your own path through life so far. And Northern Trust goals-driven investing can help you stay on course. We align your assets and risk preferences with each of your specific goals, creating a fully customized plan, one with the flexibility to evolve with your needs. You are uniquely you. Shouldn't your investment plan reflect that? Expertise matters. Find it at Northern Trust.
Danger on the Subway Wi-Fi network, Monday at 11.
Back at the Players Championship on this Mother's Day Sunday. Just earlier, Henrik Stenson for birdie at the par 5 ninth. Not one birdie on the card until right there. So Stenson out in plus 137. Still with a glimmer of hope, but he better get it going on the back nine. We go to the ninth now again for Tiger Woods' third.
He's got 107 yards. Wind is going to act as a little bit of a backstop here.
Just a nice little sand wedge, huh?
It should be, Johnny. He laid it well back. Casey Wittenberg laid it up 30 yards further up the fairway than him.
This ball will come down and hardly move forward, even though the screen usually is firm. But from this distance into that wind, it'll just come down and take a little hop and just stop.
He's actually pulled it. Oh, we got lucky it got over the bunker.
His hole high there right up front.
Yeah, he hit the downslope there. That's why it rolled a little more.
Over at the 8th, this was just a moment ago. Birdie putt. Quite a bit downhill, just under 60 feet. This is all about the pace. Just try to ease it down the hill. Sergio did a great job. All right, over at 16, Martin Laird going for the green at the par 5 and 2. Nota Begay has hustled over to this group.
Gary 223 to that front edge, 230 on line. He's got a 5 iron. This wind is howling straight down. He's got to get this up in the air and have any chance of holding the green.
He normally launches the ball way up in the air.
And this is tugged at that pot bunker.
It is a popular spot. You see so many balls left to this green. And for good reason, John, with that water about 5 paces right of the flag.
Yeah, that's doable there.
Yep.
The crosswind.
All right, over at the 8th, remember after the poor tee shot, Lingmerth unable to get the ball anywhere near the hole. So this par putt now down the hill.
He's got to somehow forget that last swing.
All right, we'll be back to see the bogey putt. In the meantime, we'll go to 17. Davis Love, two-time champion here at the Players. Tee shot on the way. He's made more birdies at this hole than any player in the history. He's made 18. And he'll have a chance for a 19th. Back at the 8th. Lingmerth to just drop one shot. Okay. Bogeys you can recover from. Doubles, they are a lot tougher around here. So now 2 shots behind Tiger, and we go to Tiger at the 9th.
And Tiger with a decent look at birdie here. Will be his 4th to make the turn on. Only one previous win on Mother's Day, and it came back in 1998 in Atlanta for Tiger. So trying to win for the 2nd time on Mom's Day after 3 U.S. Open wins on Father's Day.
Well, you can almost pick any date in the calendar and you find something he won.
He's covering a lot of numbers these days, especially now that he's jacked up the winning percentage, looking for his 7th win in his last 21 PGA Tour starts.
And he's trying to record 4 PGA Tour wins or more in a season for the 12th time. Nicklaus and Sam Snead only did it 9 times, so he's just crazy good. Crazy. He's an amazing winner, and the guys around him, the Garcias and Lingmerth and other players, are making a little bit easy for him, especially if this goes in, because the back 9 he is torn up with 38 under par in his career on the back 9 versus -6 on the front. So things are looking good if you're a Tiger fan.
Another putt with not a whole lot of break here. It is slightly down the hill, but not overly fast.
It's a very difficult green to read. It doesn't do much, just never broke until the last foot. He misread it by 6 inches.
Over to 17.
See if Davis Love can convert for a 2. Yeah, not going to move that much. Over at the 10th.
This is a birdie look for Maggard.
Good second shot.
Is he going to make a move here in the back 9? Is he going to make a move? There's one of them. So Maggard to 11 under, tie for 2nd.
And if he were to win this, it would be out of left field. Same with Lingmerth and you know, even Streelman, these guys like that, to be able to win the Players Championship with their credentials would be amazing.
And over at 16.
And Martin Laird looking at his 3rd shot. Take a look at he got the 10 under par. Wonderful front 9, 4 birdies, no bogeys, and a birdie on the 13th. 5 birdies, no bogeys in the final round. Note a chance to look at the lie.
I did. I got down there, got a good look at it. It is sitting down. He is going to take a bigger swing and try and get under it, and then hopefully it'll catch that slope and release down to the hole.
Look at that face.
Picking up speed. Runs away. But good news is at least it leaves an uphill putt from there. Had one at 17. McIlroy on the tee.
Taking dead aim.
Yeah, pitching wedge, a little abbreviated follow through. I like that motion, Johnny. I wish he'd do that more often.
I agree, and that's going to trickle.
Yes, this could end up being very good.
Nice going, Rory.
That is the ideal way to play 17 safely. You had a good chance to make birdie as we go to 9.
And Wittenberg in need of a birdie to stay in touch as well to get to 9 under. Finally goes down. So after 2 bogeys in the last 4 holes, Wittenberg turns in +1.
And over at 13, Dan, Kevin Streelman for birdie. You see he's 9 under, this to get to double figures. And a lot of players are over reading the break on that putt from the back of the green.
Good looking putting stroke, though.
Yeah, he's really come into his own, as Gary said. Leads the field in greens and regulation this week to 9.
2nd for Garcia, Roger.
Yeah, 292 left, winds against him from the left in the rough, bad angle. I mean, he just forced a layup.
What did he hit off the tee?
He hit a 3-wood, and it was a low kind of darter to the left, John.
I mean, that didn't go anywhere, did it?
No, it didn't. Has yet to hit a driver in this round.
I mean, with the tee up 43 yards, that is way behind that hazard that's up ahead of him. What? Good layup, and he'll be in a good spot to make birdie. And he is 11 under. 2nd place, 2 behind.
Just 3 of 7 fairways today so far.
That's going up the right. Okay, stays in the fairway.
We'll get away from that divot. Yeah, not bad. Good lie.
So Garcia even on his round today. And now Lingmerth.
Yeah, 282. He's got a much better angle being down the right-hand side, but this too just a layup with the wind hurting. Really no chance to get it up on the green. This two down the right side would be fine. Good shot.
Yep. 2 good layups for the players in the final group at the 9th. Back over to 17.
And see if McIlroy can take advantage of the really well played tee shot. This will be back-to-back birdies for him. Just birdied the par 5. Actually be 3 birdies in a row. Birdied 15 and 16.
When do you think he'll play next? Memorial?
Yeah, I would imagine, John. Yeah.
Same with Tiger?
I think that is Tiger's usual schedule. Okay. When he's on, he makes it look easy. This needs a little more consistency. 3 bogeys there right at the end of the front 9, and now 4 birdies. And of course, we will look forward to seeing him at the U.S. Open as it returns to Marion, Philadelphia.
He's the one player in the field that if he's got his A game and Tiger's got his A game, it's about a even fight.
It's game on, huh?
Yeah, I would agree with that, John. Just needs to be a little more consistent, which very well could come with age. You never know. Back at 16, Snedeker with a lengthy putt for a birdie. Off that upper level, down the slope. That one raced away.
That wasn't much of a read.
All right, Martin Laird is next. He's got a chance to move into that tie for second place, Noda.
And Gary, I think if he has any intentions on winning, he's got to make this putt, because 17 and 18 are not playing easy today.
I think he's got to get to 12 to even have a prayer. I really do. I think he's got to go in and got to birdie 17 or 18, and even then it's about a 1 in 10, but it has a 1 there.
I think that, yeah, that's a great analogy. I think that he makes this, and anything can happen on 17 if you just get a good number, can get it close and get a good look at it, just like Rory did.
Right back to that putter earlier in the year. He used it to win in San Antonio, and that was the putter he used to win the Arnold Palmer Invitational just a couple of years ago.
6 under for the day.
Over to 9.
And the 3rd for Garcia, Roger.
Yeah, 106. Ball a little bit above his feet. Playing back into the wind.
Just a little sandwich for him, I would imagine. Just a
Keeping the flight down, John, a little bit left of the hole. Okay, not a bad play.
So Garcia will have that for birdie, coming to rest on the edge of the green. Right here, we'll keep it for Lingmerth. He's staring down that flag right up front.
And he has 92.
just tuned in. He's 11 under, even for the day. Needs a birdie right here.
Really has played nicely, Johnny. I mean, he had good looks at birdie at 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, he's played very solidly, with the exception of that 6-iron he hit at the last hole at the 8th, which was really pretty bad.
Yeah, that was horrendous.
Yeah.
It cost him his only bogey thus far, but yes, he has been really solid and steady. Just 25 years old. Experience all this pressure on a Sunday in a big championship for the very first time.
Look good.
Okay, needs to get down the shade. Okay.
Good spin on it. Leaves himself a little left or righter.
Up to 10 for Ryan Palmer's third. Went a little deep on his approach.
And he 1 over for the day. Look at Well.
Palmer with a birdie at 10 to get to 9 under. Had the rough stretch in the middle portion of the front 9, and there is determination to try to get back in it somehow. And back on the tee of this par 4.
And another iron for Tiger. Back-to-back holes here.
Helping win there, Mark.
It is. And another beautiful iron.
Very dangerous there.
He was out of the fairway. He flirted with that.
Yeah, that was a yard. He talked about a yard there on 7. That was another yard in his favor. Comes down pretty sharply, trying to hit a little stinger, a little low one. And sometimes when you try to come down sharply, you can have that right elbow pop out and pull, hit it low. And it was a little bit left. He got away with it there.
Over to the 17th.
Let me take a look at his last 4 starts. PGA Tour. How about that? Well, you never know in this game, do you? Pretty crazy.
That 63 at Valero, the last round, was just, that's a hard golf course. That was an amazing round, an amazing win. Out of nowhere, huh, Gary?
Yeah, it really was. Yardage is 135.
What do you think it is? I think it's. Well, I completely agree, man. It's going to come in lower. Wedges. I don't think wedges are enough, man. Okay.
That is his caddy, Shay Knight. You could hear them say, noted they were thinking it was going to play more in the 140 range. Wind in and from the left?
Yes, that wind it's coming in. It is enough to incorporate into the yardage, and this does fit his shot shape. He does like to move it just slightly left to right, so I see him aiming at that pot bunker.
A little gust of wind backs him away. It's interesting, I mentioned with these skyboxes and everything, you look at the flag on the flagstick at the green, and it is just laying limp. But you look everywhere around, and especially the flag up on the crane, and it is blowing pretty hard.
This with the 9-iron, it's on a nice line if it gets there.
Stay there.
It's going to hit the slope, and that's going to end up on the wrong level, the lower front. So an interesting putt. He's got to come up a slope across the center flat area and then back down to the hole as we go to 9.
And a good opportunity for Sergio to get within 1.
Just playing it to slide right. Not sure about that read.
Did he hit it?
That was not going to go in where he was aiming at. Just not going to break that much.
So Garcia will stay at 11 under 2 back, and over at 10 Stenson for birdie. He's looking for 2 in a row. Bounced back with his first birdie of the day at the 9th, and Henrik Stenson, 2009 champion, to 10 under. And back over at the 9th. Big putt for Lingmerth.
Just inside left. I'm not sure what he saw there, but not even close.
And back over at 10. Tiger in good shape to go after this one, Mark.
Yeah, I would think this is another green light special here, as Johnny would say. 167 to the hole. Wind from behind. Don't want to miss it left, but it's really not that difficult to pin.
Standing closer to the ball than I've seen him in a long time.
And this is a little out to the right, not coming back. That was mediocre, I would say, at best.
Tiger well right of the flag at 10. So the final group is now on the backside here, making the turn. So the final 9 here to decide the Players' Championship, with Tiger Woods leading by 2.
I think integrity means means honesty. Doing the right thing. Your mind is telling you to do it, and then your other half of your mind is telling you not to do it.
Good person and the bad person are like fighting at each other.
But that's why you have integrity, so that won't happen.
I feel proud of myself for listening to the good guy.
What we learn when we're young stays with us. Help build a future with integrity.
Cybersecurity protects brand integrity. Go to pwc.com/secure.
Before I joined the First Tee, the only time I played outside was in a video game.
My mom says I was more stressed out. I think she was too. I felt like any other kid. Now I'm a golfer.
Put a golf club in a young person's hands and watch them grow. At the First Tee, we instill values like honesty, perseverance, and responsibility. Values they learn from golf, but take with them for the rest of their lives. Visit thefirsttee.org to learn more.
More than 16 million watched him capture the Kentucky Derby. Now, Orb continues the pursuit of the Triple Crown. Coverage begins Friday at 3 on the NBC Sports Network, leading up to the Preakness Stakes Saturday at 4:30 on NBC.
I was 7 years old when Freddie won in '96. I remember the bomb he made on 16.
Couples for Eagle.
Oh, man!
And then another one at 17.
Oh, my!
And the cheers reverberate throughout the TPC at Sawgrass.
I even dressed up as Freddie for Halloween. I'm not just dreaming about performing on one of the game's greatest stages. I'm living that dream.
And Fred himself lived out that dream on Monday night, which started the Players' Championship festivities by being one of 5 inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame. And his longtime caddy, Joe LaCava, was there on Monday night. So Joey trying to cap off a great week with another win by his man Tiger Woods here.
And I have to say best wishes to Kenny Venturi. I've known him since, or at least saw him ever since I was 8 years old at Harding Park. Sort of one of my idols, and hope you're feeling better.
All right, we're going to take a look at Martin Laird's putt using our pinpoint animation, 51 feet, and you can see up a steep slope, then across a little flat area, and then back down to the hole. Big swing from right to left to start, and then back left to right at the end.
It's quite a putt.
Yeah, if you get this one, Noda, within a few feet of the hole, you have done very well.
He's got a great chance to post a number. Just got to control his adrenaline and his nerves and just trust his stroke and his distance and see what happens.
This one, you get racing over that first hill a little bit. You can run this one 5 or 6 feet by pretty easily. There it goes. Somewhat predictable there, Johnny.
Yeah, it's out of position, as you say.
Yeah, it certainly was as we go to 10.
And Tiger lining up his birdie putt.
Not a lot of break, is there? And there's Lindsey Vonn, of course.
And out of the card for now, and still rehabbing from that knee injury at the World Skiing Championships in Austria earlier in the year. Tiger knows a little bit about coming back from knee surgeries.
Definite slow putt here, Tiger. That's a very good leave. He had the read correct.
So Tiger's going to stay at 13 under. We're going to go ahead to the par 5 11. This was just earlier, the second for Jeff Maggart, who's gotten it to 11 under within 2.
Somebody's saying, come on.
And that hops up onto the green.
Boy, that's a fine shot. But that's going to go way down on that low. And then he's got that little brow sticking out. He's going to have to negotiate. You see how it's going right over there? Similar to the putt we saw at 17 a minute ago by Laird.
That's when you think you got a good shot at 11. The awkwardness happens there. 17.
Yeah, Laird for the par, just over 7 feet. Has not had a 3 putt this week. And that streak continues. Big putt there.
Well, he had a beautiful putt at 16 right in the heart, and then this great second putt.
And the guys were saying the greens are good, but later in the day you get a few little imperfections, and that ball's certainly hopping around.
How can you not putt good Mother's Day with pink shoes? Come on.
Over at 11.
Jeff Maggart, eagle look here, but
it kicks left right there, and then it'll go back the other way.
Got to be thinking just trying to get this down and to get that birdie and get a little closer.
This is a heck of a performance right here. This is sort of like another story in itself. 49 years old, is sort of probably looking towards the Champions Tour, and all of a sudden Players Championship, your game comes together, you start putting like crazy.
Over at the 10th tee, Garcia.
Sort of a short backswing there. He didn't finish his backswing.
In trouble again.
Yeah, that might be in those bushes.
He hit it way left, even further left there yesterday. Over at 11, Maggart to get to 12 under within 1. And Jeff Maggart keeping his hopes alive of becoming the oldest champion here at the age of 49. Fred Funk, the champion back in 2005 at 48 when he got it up and down from that bunker at the 72nd hole. And up ahead lies all that drama. It's the kind of 3-hole stretch, Johnny, that can just tilt this championship on its side in a heartbeat. I mean, we're building to where all these contenders reach that confluence there, the par 5 16th and the Island Green at 17 and an 18. Just one hard finishing hole.
It is, and almost no lead is big enough because you know, the guys behind you can finish eagle, birdie, par, and you can finish par, triple par or bogey.
Here's another par 5 at the 11th where things can happen in a hurry. Stenson.
And he's saying, come on, come on.
He's working on 2 birdies in a row.
And they're a good shot in a sort of an awkward little spot, but not a hard little pitch down the hill. He might be able to come close to making that, even though it went down.
Well, since Henrik Stenson won the Players, there has not been much happening. Just the one win came at the South African Open Championship of the European Tour last fall. But 98 events have gone by. But I tell you, Stenson is in a lot better shape. His game and his world ranking and his confidence than it was when he slipped to more than 200 in the world. I mean, he was as high as a top 5 player in the world, went to 230 in the world, and has dug himself out of it. Back over at the 10th. What about Garcia's second here at this par 4, Roger?
Well, went with the long iron off the tee, pulled it into the left fairway bunker, and now there's a lone kind of palm tree that is just about directly in his flight plan. He may be able to go just to the right of it or play some kind of draw and give himself a little more room, but it's definitely something he's got to consider here, John.
Did you see the telltale track of his ball in the bunker where it was at one time? Was it near that lip at one time and then ricocheted off?
No, I couldn't tell that, John.
Yeah.
I think he just pulled it straight into it.
Couldn't tell from our camera angle, but that palm tree is a real issue, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to consider what his play is going to be, and that is a big consideration as to what he's going to try to do. I would think he'd try to play a little draw and give himself a little more room around that tree.
He's aiming right. Well, location is back left, so it will accept a draw. Tough shot, though.
Well, he started it right. It's not hooking. It's at the right side, and that hits the bank above the bunker and stays.
Stayed on the face of the grass there, Roger.
Yeah.
And Tiger on the tee at 11. Mark?
And the first time Tiger has brought the driver out all day, so he will let this one go.
Well, he's hit 10 out of the last 11 fairways he's played, so and a lot of them weren't drivers. So this one, a few drivers. We'll see how the driver's working. Yep.
Get him, Tiger!
Is there a
I would say it's working pretty well.
Yeah, his swing is. I'll tell you what, Marion is looking pretty good. I'm not passing over the Memorial Tournament because it's an awesome tournament Jack runs, but I almost feel like he's playing Marion right now with all the layups and conservative shots and positioning. It looks like he's getting ready for it right now.
Lingmer is playing the 10th right now. Second. 2 back.
Stay there.
And that one drifting over to the side. Gonna just stay there. And up to 17.
Chris Stroud on the tee at the par 3 with a 9-iron. That one looked to start a little right. Ooh, off the bulkhead and into the water. 9th ball in the water today. And Johnny, what a difference a day can make on these holes out here yesterday.
Yeah.
Remember, 13th hole with a 6-iron. Chris Stroud. Hole in the back right portion of the green. Plays his tee shot to the right side. Catches the slope.
How do you do, Gary?
I think he did okay, John. How about you?
That's a fun shot, isn't it?
Yeah, the highs and the lows of this golf course. High yesterday at 13 and a low today at 17. We go to 18.
All right, here's Martin Laird on the tee. Can he get it to 12 under with a birdie? That got that new Sunday hole location here. Is that one flaring right?
6 under for the day, but he hits it way right. And if he can come down on the flat, he's got a slight chance of having something, but I don't like his odds. That was a bad shot. That was a nervous swing there, and I don't blame him.
Back at 11, Stenson trying to get it up and down here for a birdie.
I think it was a pretty easy little pitch, actually. It's sort of one of those downhill chips. You just hit it almost anywhere and it ends up 5 feet.
So Stenson looking for 3 birdies in a row to make his run on the back 9. Now over at the 10th, Roger.
No, heavy lie here, but on an uphill slope, and we'll be pitching uphill to the hole. So this is not an overly difficult pitch here, John.
I like this little way. It's a little staccato. He sort of just hits down and lets the ball pop out. Watch, it's very crisp. He doesn't try to have a full fall through like some amateurs I know. Just a little thump. See that? Just a little 1-2.
Yeah, that one came out too hot, though.
Yeah, that was a flyer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that was the first bad one I've seen him hit out of the rough. He's been terrific out of the rough.
Over at 11, Palmer for birdie. He's back to double digits under par. So he's got 2 in a row, up to 12.
Maggard second from 93 yards. Since 2003, no one has played this hole better than Jeff Maggard. He's 11 under par on this little par 4. Smart shot there. Don't want to go long. Back to 11.
And this is for 3 in a row for Henrik Stenson. To
Not
get
much
within
to
2.
it. Not much to it. Really should make this maybe right center.
Henrik Stenson, who even at the point before he made his ascent as to one of the top players in the world, lost so much confidence he actually walked off a golf course. He has had so many ups and downs in his career and has just managed to get through them all, and he's back in it with 3 birdies in a row. And over at the 10th, Lingmer looking for birdie. Roger.
And putting from a little bit of a low area, putt slightly uphill, and once it gets up out of this low and on top, there's not a lot of break here, John. It's pretty level. Might go a little right.
No, I think he had the read right. He just started it right out of the hole. Yeah, didn't hit it. So a little disappointing there. Not a better effort. Well, Tiger surely isn't running away with this thing, that's for sure. Who would have thought a 49-year-old would be nipping at your heels?
Well, Tiger looking over there, the second upcoming at the par 5, 11.
16 that day you hit it to that right pin, kind of close for you. Yeah. Yep.
Well, with not much roll on this tee shot, he matches the longest drive of the day, 312 yards tying Kyle Stanley, who's trying to find his game a little bit.
Every now and then, Tiger hits what I would call a statement shot, Johnny, and you just feel like it might come right here. He's only got 218 to the hole. It's a hook wind and a hook lie.
Which is,
you know what I mean? 9 was across and in, 10 was down. Pete Moss was showing top end. Yeah, that's the gist of the wind. Now you can kind of feel it. Yep. Okay.
this is the kind of lie and wind that you can see pros hit really bad shots, because the lie doesn't match the shot you're trying to hit and the wind doesn't match the shot you're trying to hit. So you got to be really good. The lie and the wind says it should move about 20 feet right to left, and you need to like say, okay, I'm going to hit a 20-foot slice. So they end up offsetting each other and the ball goes dead straight. But that is the ultimate shot if you can pull it off.
Scrolling back here, but I still think he's doing a flag now. Agreed. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's just play the way it's been going all day. Got it. Now you can feel it again.
Real easy to miss it left.
Which is just what he did, Johnny.
Yeah, it's a very that's a very difficult shot. With you got water right, and you got a super deep bunker over to the right, and he just, I think, goes a little bit of a bail. And watch, he's trying to keep that toe behind the heel, trying to keep it down. Nope, it shut down on him. That's where strength comes into play. He's got it, but it's hard to keep that face open and not hit it right.
Well, Tiger was hitting that second at 11. This was Garcia for par at 10.
Pretty easy putt, really. Just breaks a little left.
And Sergio just catches the edge, but now has fallen 3 back. Remember, started this final round in that three-way tie for the lead. Lingmerth also for par. He was also in that three-way tie for the lead. So the two guys that were tied with Tiger both bogey the 10th and both fall 3 back. So Jeff Maggart solo position there at 12 under, followed by Laird right now 1, 2, 3, as Garcia and Lingmerth have drifted back a bit, and there is Maggart at 12.
And this birdie putt from just under 20 feet, turning a little to his left. Johnny came into the week ranked 187th in the stroke gain putting stat, and 36th this week. So there's a big difference. Go to 18.
And Laird, who's in that third position right now, had to chip out from that right side, and there's that new hole location, Johnny, right on the edge.
Yeah, I was out there this morning looking around and looking even where he hit it off the tee. It's only 9 feet to the left edge, which is in play, really. If he happened to get it to left of the hole to spin on this, it could spin right over in the water.
You're exactly right, Johnny, especially hitting into the little bit of breeze, which accentuates the spin a little. He's got 84 yards left, and he needs to get this up and down to have any chance.
He does have a backboard and a little right to left backboard, so he could hit it past the hole to the right and spin it down stiff.
He's hung this out well right.
There's that backboard we were talking about. It is working towards the hole, so the way he's been putting, who knows? That's for 66.
Remember last year, Laird came to this 72nd hole just 1 behind, so in a similar position, 2 behind, but he missed a 6.5 footer for par to finish at 11 under, where he's at right now.
I'm not playing so I can brag to my friends.
Or to win a trophy.
Or to see my face on the cover of a magazine.
I'm playing for something more important.
I'm playing for the rest of my life.
Through golf, the First Tee teaches values that carry over to life.
I learned a lot at the First Tee. I even learned how to play golf.
This message furnished by PwC, proud supporter of the First Tee since 2000.
Smoke in the sky and fire in the air.
Tonight, it's now or never for the Maple Leafs. Can they force Game 7 with the Bruins? Then it is Game 7 between the Ducks and Red Wings. Who will advance to the conference semis? Tonight on the NBC Sports Network. Every game, every night, because it's the Cup.
Back at the Players, where we'd like to thank proud partner PwC for their continued support of the Players, so we're able to bring you this telecast with limited commercial interruptions. And Tigers third now at the par 5 11th. This is the tough shot you're talking about, Johnny.
Tried to hit a bunker shot from the rough, and it just chunked. He's had quite a few chunks this week for a guy that's leading. Watch the big swing, huge swing. He's just playing just like you're in the bunker. Hit about 2 inches behind it. See how he's hitting way behind. He hit it 5 inches behind it, and that's probably why it came up short.
Up at 18, and this 4 par for Laird. He did miss that par putt last year to finish at 11 under. As we mentioned, he eventually finished tied for second, 2 behind Kuchar. So for the second straight year, the man from Scotland, who now lives in Scottsdale, Arizona, has a chance for a very high finish at the Players. This to stay at 11 under.
Noda, you're right there. What's it look like? Oh, it's right edge. That's what it is. Noda's just left. And like I said there, reading the screen earlier. And it's a very makeable putt. It's not too dangerous.
Laird opened up the championship last year with a 65 to share the first round lead with Ian Poulter. So he's grown to like this golf course.
This is the round of the day, but wow, thought it was going to break left, and it might even have gone a little right, and he can't believe it. He's like looking at that like, how did that do that?
That's the first bogey in 27 holes for Laird.
Just so you know it, folks, the whole location has never been there. Even on off days, never been that close to the water. So these guys are putting to a hole they've never practiced.
Let's go over to 12.
Stenson with his second. Blind shot off the left side of the fairway there over the mounds. 126 yards, and that is nicely done. Back to 11.
And Tiger Woods for a birdie. Mark.
Well, it reminds me a little bit, Johnny, of what we saw Henrik Stenson do yesterday. Looked like he was in good shape out in the fairway, and then missed it left. You missed this green to the left, which is a typical miss with the water on the right. It's just so hard to get it close from there.
This putt's not a lot of break here, is it?
No, and he can be a little firm with it. It is up the hill, so one of the slower putts of this length you'll see.
I don't remember this Sunday hole occasion either.
A few different wrinkles to this Sunday at the Players, and Tiger nearly dropped it in.
I think it's the most putts I've seen him miss on the high side. Great putts that are just barely missing on the high side, and yet he's still leading.
And we talked about how hard it is to hang on to a 54-hole lead here at the Players. In fact, Stephen Ames, the last to do it 7 years ago. But when you get into the back nine with the lead, you have a better tendency to hang on to it. In fact, in the last 14 players, the eventual champion has led going into the final 9 10 times. The position that Tiger's in right now. 13.
Maggart with a 7-iron. Got to be careful. This green is firming up. Be careful of long. Trying to catch the slope there, and it's going to go to the right. And that'll be an interesting putt there. Great story, though, with Maggart making his 20th start here at the Players. His best finish, he has a couple of third-place finishes, but at 49 years old, boy, what a win here would do to his schedule and his plans for the Champions Tour. If he were to win here, he would be the oldest Players champion. You see, back in 2005, Fred Funk won at 48 years old, almost 49. Let's go to 18.
And Martin Laird finishing up for bogey. So Martin Laird is in at 10 under. Final round 67 for the second straight year.
If nothing else, that gives him one nice paycheck. I can tell you that. Very nicely done. Double digits on this course. Good plan.
Over to 12.
All right, Stenson with a chance to birdie 4 holes in a row and get to 12 under within one of the lead. Tough to read, putting into the shadow, moves it ever so slightly left.
He hasn't had a good year putting, Gary.
No, his ball striking has been really good. But, seems to be managing the greens okay this week. So we go back to 11.
Lingworth trying to make a move at the 11th from 250. And pounds into the bank just in front of the green there, just left of the stick.
That's an awkward little shot he's got from there. I'm not sure where it ended up. It's a bunker just outside the bunker.
Now Sergio.
And just drove into left rough here. It's got 226, 221 to the front. I think he's got to be trying to get it in that front bunker, John, if he can.
What's he saying?
Go. He's got it on the line. Good line, but I don't think it'll get there. Hits just above the bunker, and I believe stays up in the grass above it.
Yeah, you called it perfectly. Not quite enough club.
To 12.
Ryan Palmer with a chance for a birdie. And Dan, we talked about he'd only made one cut in 7 previous tries here. He's changed his strategy this year. Didn't show up until Wednesday. Played 9 holes of practice. Said I had to do something a little different. Well, this seems to be working as Ryan Palmer moves it to 11 under par, 2 off the lead, being held by Tiger Woods. 49-year-old Jeff Maggard hanging in there, just 1 shot back. Final round action for the 40th playing of the Players. We come back.
I think integrity means honesty, doing the right thing. Your mind is telling you to do it, and then the other half of your mind is telling you not to do it.
Good person and the bad person are like fighting at each other.
But that's why you have integrity, so that won't happen.
I feel proud of myself for listening to the good guy.
What we learn when we're young stays with us. Help build a future with integrity.
Integrity is fundamental to audit quality. Go to pwc.com/integrity.
2 billion smiles. 2 billion stories. 2 billion hugs. Words of advice. Answered prayers. Second chances. 2 billion journeys. 2 billion destinations. 2 billion doors opened. Values learned. Calls answered. Lives touched. As we approach $2 billion in charitable giving, the PGA Tour thanks our tournaments, volunteers, sponsors, and fans who have made it possible to give back to local charities all over the country.
The legends of the game head to the Heartland for the Champions Tour's first major of the season.
You aim for it, you prepare for it, and then you go there and you play your best.
The Senior PGA Championship on Golf Channel and NBC.
40th playing of the Players Championship. First played at the Atlantic Country Club in '74, won by the great Jack Nicklaus. And another great field assembled here on this 40th anniversary. And over to 13.
Let's take a look at Jeff Maggard's birdie putt with our pinpoint animation. You can see that he's coming down the slope, and it's going to pick up some speed when it gets down to that hole location. And that hole location is not really on a flat spot. It keeps leaning toward that water and that green's edge. So he's got to be very careful with this. There it goes. So he'll have that tricky little 4-footer for par.
You can't believe it was that slow.
And Roger, what kind of lie does Garcia have?
Not bad. He's got enough room to work with on a bit of an uphill slope, which helps him. Lingmerth just played a bunker shot across the green. Hung up, did not go down into the bunker on the opposite side, but over the green.
That's quicker than he wanted there also.
Just one birdie for Sergio today. Chance to get another one there, and over to 12.
Tiger playing an iron from the tee, as he has done each of the last 2 days. Looking like it might be going up the right. Depends on the bounce, and it's pretty friendly. It's good now, John. That's a great angle to play into the green from the right side.
That 1 yard he's getting is coming in handy.
Seems to be working, doesn't it, as we go to 13.
Maggart now with this tricky little putt for his par to stay at 12 under. Should move ever so slightly to the right. Very good. So Jeff Maggart with a gutty 2-putt here at 13 for par.
Jake, you've got the top-ranked player in the world on top at 13 under, and the 429th ranked player in Maggart, the closest to him.
Over at 16, Kevin Streelman. Chance for an eagle off the left fringe down the slope. Good round for Kevin Streelman, going 3 under par right now in the final round as we go to 11.
And here's what Roger described as it scooted through the green. Now his 4th shot for Lingmerth, Roger.
Yeah, downhill from 27 feet. I think it's got to go a little to his left on the way down here. It should have a little speed too.
So it's going to be a par for Lingmerth. He kind of remains in stall mode here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Just got it to 12 under right out of the box, and it's just all pars until 8 and a bogey, and then another bogey at 10. So going backwards.
Over to 12.
Tiger eyeing his 2nd shot. Mark, that right side of the fairway a little thin. How's the lie? Okay.
You know, it is, Gary. We talked about it yesterday. There's also some moguls over here. Tiger's on the downslope of one, so really needs to stay with this one. As from 116 yards, it will come in very low.
Well, that's what you'd ideally like to do. Skip it back there, let it release over that little ridge. And that is done very nicely as we go to 11.
And a big putt for Garcia.
Needs this one.
Yep.
Downhill, little breaker left.
Just that claw grip that has helped him so much the last couple of years. And Garcia with a hopeful birdie here to get within 2. And they tie for 3rd with Stenson and Palmer 2 back. And up to 13.
Henrik Stenson now on the tee. His playing competitor Ryan Palmer has already played and hit it through the green in pretty decent shape. Stenson with an 8-iron. This group here, boy, start and stop for both Stenson and Palmer today. Stenson with a double bogey at 4 and then 3 birdies. Ryan with a birdie at 2, then bogeys at 4, 5, 6, and birdies at 10, 11, and 12. So a lot going on in this twosome. They're trying to catch the hill, and oh, that ball landed soft. You don't see that much right there. To 16.
Streelman for birdie to get to 10 under. Yeah, nicely done. 4 under par in his final round. Within 3 of the lead with 2 very difficult holes to play. Amazing to see, John, how when some guys on the tour win for the first time, it just opens up the doors for them. They just have that sense of belief in their own ability, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing from Kevin Streelman.
Bunch of good finishes after the win. Now with a 4 real high ones.
Yeah, he's coming off a couple of top 10 finishes in just the last 3 weeks. as we look down from above at 16 and 17. In the meantime, we'll move over to the short par 4 12th. Casey Wittenberg will be putting for birdie first.
Been a quiet day for Casey, Gary, as most people I'm sure would have expected. Hasn't played poorly, but hasn't hit a lot of real quality shots.
You want, when you're playing with a guy like Tiger, of course, it was the same thing when I played with Arnold Palmer at first, and even Trevino and Nicklaus, Casper, and these players. You want to play good, Gary. Just sort of let them think, hey, this guy's good. You know, you're just trying so hard to get some respect.
Yeah, it's hard not to get caught up in that, I think, John, and maybe try a little too hard. You certainly, you know, want them to. You want to show them that you actually belong out there and are capable of playing good golf.
I think Tiger has been quite cordial with him, Gary, and actually very engaging. There's been a number of conversations I've seen. This putt should go right at first. Casey's putt.
And then should ease back to the left as it gets around the hole. Carrying a lot of speed.
Now what you want to do on 12, have that for a par.
Easiest par 4 on the course. Stroke average of under 3.8.
Well, as Tiger has played 299 PGA Tour events, now in his 300th event, thought it might be interesting to take a look at Tiger versus the all-time leaders. Sam Snead, all-time leader in victories, and where he was at Tiger's time at 299 starts. Jack right on the same number, 14 majors through 299 starts as Tiger. Of course, has the all-time record with 18. And Sam Snead, the most all-time top 10 finishes with 330, was well ahead of Tiger. And then Jay Haas, cuts made, 592, the all-time record, and Tiger way ahead of that pace. So just another glimpse of where Tiger has been, where he is headed, and what other all-time marks might be falling in not too many years from now.
We've covered most all of it, huh, Gary?
We have, John, and you know, you have to feel fortunate to be able to watch and get a chance to talk about certainly one of the greatest to ever have played the game.
What's this like to do?
It's going to go a little right, Johnny. Putting from the sunlight into the shadows, so he's
This
had a
one
couple
actually will
ones.
go back a little left too at the hole, Mark. Some of the players have not seen that. The Tiger did. 14 under par, 2-shot lead, third time he has birdied this short par 4 12th this week.